Hello, friend, it's Boras here, and today's time for the best formations and tactics in FC 24 so far. First out, we have the 4-2-3-1, I think definitely back this year with improved passing. It is super compact as well defensively, and always been one of the best tactics in FIFA overall, and now as well then in FC. So tactics a bit up to you of course, but this will be maybe generic, but definitely very useful. With, I think the best one usually is 40, the sweet spot, and the style here defensively is balanced, I think the best always. Otherwise your players get out of position if you use some kind of pressure tactic. Might be good though, just for the last moments and last minutes chasing, but from the start, for stamina reasons and to keep structure, the best one I think always is balanced. Depth this year is a big change here, because if you have over 45 plus, you get the so-called zonal defense, which means players standing a bit higher up. So if you want lower defense, you must go below 45, like this, maybe 40. But I think this year the best is to defend a bit higher up, because the defending in your box and around the box is so difficult. That's where I think the best is around the 55, 60, something like this. Build up balance here, and the chance creation, direct passing is the best by far. So this one definitely I take. And the wide cams in the 4-2-3-1 tend to get a bit too much centralized. That's why for this one I prefer a bit more width, around 60. And players in box as well, this one is quite static unless you take a bit more here. That's why I take 6 for the 4-2-3-1. Corners 2 or 3, up to you, even 1. That is all fine here, even on default. 3-3. And the 4-2-3-1 also might be nice to try out as well with the long ball here, this option, to make these wide cams even more active when it comes to counterattacks. But I think still the best one overall is always balanced. So instructions for this one, as always, up to you, but this is just what I recommend. We have here striker, stay central, getting behind and come back on defense. To make this one defend as a 4-4-2, which is always here. If you have 4 at the back, the best defensive structure is always 4-4-2, that's why we want to make that happen. So striker like this, and then cam, then stay forward. And also here I like free roam as well, which makes this cam here a bit more witty and easier to find the link up between midfield and attack. And that's why free roam, and then these wide cams always works the best with get in the box for crosses. Same for both here, symmetry. Midfield, I think the best is stay back and cover center for both. Could also have just one here on balance definitely. But for this one, I like having this midfield safety. Just like this, both on the same, and then right back, stay back, center backs, don't touch, and then this full back just balanced to get you extra width. So in game, you have here both these CDM staying back, which is making it much easier here to stop counterattacks, and also to pass in between midfield. Always gives you passing options. And then you see here now our structure. We have the striker here come back, and the cam stay forward, which gives us here then the 4-4-2 structure in defense, which I think is superior if you defend with the 4 at the back. And this one also here, good for counters. You have these wingers making some nice runs, or rather these wide cams. In this case Dembele, that's a nice goal. But the best part about the 4-3-1 is the passing distance. It is always so compact and so short between every pass, which here makes it easier to activate some tiki-taka and find some nice plays. You can see here how we combine and in the end find a very nice goal. And we can see that once again, and this time with these wide cams getting into the box for crossing. You see now Benzema here, this lovely run, and that is a simple goal. Well done. And then we have a diamond now back again, definitely being strong. The 4-1-2-1-2, that is the second variation. It is very good again this year. And for the tactics here, I can show you. So yes, I think this one, not maybe that much width, rather this one on a bit lower, like 40. And players in box on around 5-4. But the rest, I think the same. And almost every pro player is using tactics that look a bit like this one. It's all a bit similar, but you will find them all being quite similar, because this is overall the best custom tactics. It's the meta. So yes, this one I think again, strikers stay central. You don't want them to drift wide. The action happens in the middle. That's why here both strikers stay central. And this one again, we're gonna make defend like a 4-4-2. So this guy here is gonna come back on defense, the cam, and he will defend as a right mid most times, which means these two guys, the right center mid and the CDM here, must be great defensively because they will be in the middle when defending. So this guy will be right mid and this guy will be left mid. But then make sure to take this one here. Right center mid is going to be cover center as well, then to just make sure that he is the one staying in the middle. So cover center here, and then CDM, stay back cover center. There we have it. And this left center mid just default, that's fine. Right back, stay back, and left back again on balanced to get the width. So this one, yes, you can see how we defend now in the game. We have the 4-4-2 structure. We have Griezmann left center mid playing left mid. We have Neymar Cam playing right mid, and then right center mid and CDM in the middle. And there's going to be a great defensive structure. And this one also here gives you some great counters and some nice crossing here with plenty of players in the box. So again, we can see how we defend this one here, and then counter also here hitting L1 to create motion. And we have plenty of players just rushing forward and finding again a nice goal. Some sweat, but that's fine. Always safety first. One last time, we can see how this one opens up, and the cam here going from his right mid position into his cam position back centrally. Lovely run, and in the end that is no mistakes from Neymar. And then we have 4-4-2, I'd say made famous by Anders Vergang. It is so good for the pressure play and always getting width here with these wingers standing so wide. And you have here the perfect symmetry, of course, and it is again so powerful in FC 24. So the tactics again the same, I think, works out defensively, but though for the width you want these wingers to stay wide, and that's why I put here this one on 55, and then players in box, I think 5 or 6 is perfect. This time we take here on 6 for a bit extra runs from these strikers, and the center mid that will be on default. You can see now how we make this one. As strikers, we take here again stay central, and if you want more motions, you can also here take these strikers on get in behind for both, but I think this is fine. Just here also making sure that we activate the runs manually, hitting L1. So the wingers I find the best here on get in behind as well, but could be also as well default completely. But this time we take here get in behind, and then one center mid is stay back cover center, and the other one is on balanced cover center. Otherwise, there will be a too big gap here between midfield and attack. Right back, stay back, nothing else, and left back here as well, though stay back, because otherwise they will just run in exactly the same place as a left mid, and that goes for any formation that has a left and right mid. You want these fullbacks then to both stay back, otherwise it will be a bit, well, counterproductive with having two players standing in exact same positions. That's why. Now, stay back. And defensively, you have the best structure, don't have to change anything. You have from the start per default the 4-4-2, and you have this lovely width here offered by the left and right mid. You see here standing so wide, and you always here get the option to switch sides, which is so useful. And then the opponent's defense getting here dragged out by this width, and you have plenty of chance here from the wing to find the pass back into the middle. And also as well this center mid offering plenty of options here, the one that is unbalanced here. So pass in, and then we get the ball back, but we have plenty of players here in the box, and in the end we find that goal. And defensively, again, look at this pressing here. That is so good because you have players everywhere on the entire pitch, and that's why I think the 4-4-2 again is the best defensive structure. And in the end here, some lovely pressing, and we get the ball back even here twice. And this here is prime 4-4-2 with all these attackers in a straight line, supported by this center mid as well. And you just here gonna cut in, ball roll, driven pass, and you have so much options here, so many options. Look at this here, 1, 2, but for us in the end, not the best accuracy again. But the main point, 4-4-2 is amazing. Next up, we have fight the back. Some of you guys might say ratty, but that's fine, because the rats always survive, so I guess there's nothing bad. They always make it, and this one is new. It all looks old, but it is new for this year, the 5-2-2-1, and this is going to be a bit confusing now, so pay attention. You have now 5-2-2-1, which is new, and also 5-2-3, which is from last year, but though last year in FIFA 23 this one though was called 5-2-2-1, so that's a bit confusing. So this one is old, 5-2-3, but this one now is new 5-2-1, with these wingers here being a bit more centralized and also the midfielder standing a bit lower. So this one here is new and is super powerful. So this one, tactics balance 45-55. When you have 5 at the back or 3 at the back, I prefer a bit more width, so you can here have also higher as well. That is good and fine. Balance, direct passing, the best always, a width here 40. Place the box on 6 because playing 5 at the back we need a bit more runs. So that's it for the tactics. Instructions is actually fine all default, but I prefer here this striker stay central. The wingers slash center forwards here just default. That's fine. And then you have center mids here. Stay back cover center and 1 on balance cover center. Default, all defense, nothing else, just default. And as they say, too many cooks spoil the broth, so just keep it simple. Less is more. Trust. So you can see how this one looks in the game. These wingers getting very involved defensively and standing quite central. So the middle here is super congested and super crowded. If you have problems defending this year, this might be your to-go formation. It is very solid in defense, but also as well going forward offers plenty with this width here from these fullbacks, and also the midfield helping out here. We have this time Griezmann center mid unbalanced, and then finding the next pass to the winger standing quite central, a nice passing option, and then back in mid, and we have here a nice attack, a nice play, and in the end a very simple goal. 5-2-2-1 is amazing. Be a proud Ratito. Over to 3-4-2-1, again amazing. You have so much width, and also here as well it defends as a 5-2-3, which helps out a lot in defense. And you have these right mids and center forwards always connecting. That makes it here easy to find the pass into the box between here these two players. That is here a big key. Tactics, we have here balance the same as before, and 45-55. When playing 5 at the back or 3 at the back, I prefer having then a bit more width. Could even here go above 50 easily. But in this case we go here 45. And the rest is quite default here. Balance direct passing 40. This one default on 5 and 3-3. That works like a charm. So this one instructions, I think the best is having all strikers on stay central here, just like this. And the center forwards will stand in a deadly space here to just spray finesse shots. So if you have players like, let's say, Griezmann and Benzema here, they're gonna stand in some great plays. But sometimes also if you want more motion, you could also have these center forwards on as well, getting behind both here. But I prefer just default. I think that is easier to then connect midfield and attack. And striker here just essential, nothing else. And then you have these left and right mids, come back on defense, and also here as well stay wide to always offer width. Just like this, come back on defense, and here the same symmetry. And you can have width combined with here plenty of players centrally in the box. You'll see quite soon how this one will act in the game. One center mid here, stay back cover center. Other one here is balanced and cover center. Nothing else, very simple. So yes, this one defends as a 5-2-3. In this case we have Reese and Dembele playing left and right mid. And you can see how they come down here and play left and right the wing backs instead. And we have here Dembele, and then we have here Reese. You can see how they stand, and then also you're helping out with center mids. And also here right and left forward, creating here this very strong defensive structure. And also going forward you have this lovely width offered by the wingers. You can see here now using this pass, L2 pass with the square, almost max power, or actually max power with a good passer. And you're just gonna find this space almost every time on the far side. That is such lovely space here, lovely position. Here using also passing unassisted. Again, max power, L2. We have here 1 centimeter staying back, always offering the recycle option, going back. In this case that is Kanté, and then we have 1 centimeter going forward. You can also see here how this left winger stands in a very nice place, and this is a hard position to defend. He's wide open. 1 centimeter going forward, we have the width offered by the left mid, and then here the striker staying central, in this case Benzema. And also we have in the end one more passing option if I want to this raw forward as well here staying central. So plenty of options, and in the end here for the opponent, hard to stop, confusing, and for us, a nice goal. And then we have, I think, the best of them all, the 4-3-2-1, also used by myself and also by most pro players. This one, I think, is superior, and that's because these center forwards here, they stand so nicely. And this one will attack in the end with 7 players, wait and see. It is very, very good and so hard to stop and so hard to defend. So here we have instructions. We here just use width on 40 again. When playing 4 at the back, balance direct passing 40 and then 5, 3, 3. But I play here a bit less. I use here 4 at the moment, like this, to have maybe a bit less runs and a bit shorter passing distance. Otherwise, sometimes they can run a bit too much and it can go a bit too fast. So like this, and then we have here instructions. All strikers stay central, like this. And again, you could use here as well, get in behind. That is up to you. That is your own preference, but I prefer here just having this on default. And then to make it defend like a 4-4-2, we have one of these guys, one of these center forwards on, come back on defense, and he will defend as a left mid. If you make it on the right side, he will defend as a right mid. In this case though, we go like this. He'll be left mid, this guy will be center mid, so make sure this one has good defending. He has here cover center, and then for the central center mid, stay back cover center as well. And then for this guy, he will be here on get forward. Then we have right back, stay back, and center backs don't touch, left back here on balance for the width. And this one has one more, a bit more defensive variation, and that is having also the left center mid here stay back to offer a bit more recycle options when having an established attack, and also as well be less vulnerable for counterattacks, having here both staying back, left center mid, and as well this central center mid. Otherwise, this default here is also great for a bit more attacking options. Both are fine, up to you. I don't prefer having here default on left center mid. So yes, in game you have here this superior structure at the back, 4-4-2 defending in this kind of constellation in nice lines here. That is this here important. We have here our left forward, that is Benzema playing as a left mid in defense, and also here the right center mid here, in this case that is Jota playing right mid, and then we have here left center mid and CDM playing in the middle, just like this. But the best part about this formation is the attack. Here you can see how we have so much motion going forward. We have here the left back offering the width, and then you can pass back and forth. You have midfield here supporting, and then we have here right center mid, we have the striker, we have here right forward. So many options here, and in the end hard to stop and hard to defend. So this one attacks with 7 players, and that makes it truly lethal, and also as well great for counters here. And in this case the left forward making a great run, and then as well finding one more pass here, in this case that is to the right forward. I think definitely the best formation in the game. You can see again how this left back just bursting forward and distracting, and then going back mid. In this case here we have both here, left center mid and center mid on stay back, offers a bit more support when recycling again, and then going back here to center mid, and then you have so many players standing in the box centrally, and that's going to be very hard to stop. In the end, that is a lovely play. The 4-3-2-1 that defends as a 4-4-2, I think, is still the best formation by far. Alright, that is it for today. Hope you found this useful, and good luck finding your own playstyle. Let's see you guys again tonight for the RTG. Thank you so much for watching. As always, until next time, take care.